Hey there folks, how you doing today? Welcome back. This is a new video and a remake of a video that needed a redo. I'm going to try to keep the whole thing around 10 minutes, and I'm going to try to keep the remake part less than about 5 minutes, but just so you know, there's going to be some material that you've seen before. There's a reason for that. I had put out some misinformation concerning this rifle right here in last week's video, and I wanted to set the record straight for that. So the bad part about this video is mostly all I'm going to do is talk. I figure you're probably used to that by now, so the ones of you that are going to watch it are still here. Alright, so last week I put out some information on this rifle. I'm going to clip in a 2-minute segment right here, catch you up without having to repeat myself. So what do we have here on the bench with us? First, before we go any further, I'd like to point out that this is a safe and empty weapon. This rifle doesn't even have a bolt in it. If it had a bolt in it, it still wouldn't work. There's some parts missing, and we're going to cover that in detail. So what is this rifle, and where did it come from? Well, this is a Winchester Model 70 Sporter. It's in 243. I like to refer to it as the Alaskan Rowboat Edition, and we'll cover that more here in a minute as well. I looked up the serial number a little while ago, and based on what I saw, it looks like it was made somewhere between 1990 and 1991. So how did this Alaskan Rowboat Edition rifle wind up in East Texas? Circa 2008-2009, my father was working for the ANTHC up in Kivalina, Alaska as an electrician. While he was there, he purchased this rifle from one of the locals. And when I came to visit him a couple of years later in the summer of 2010, he gave me the rifle and told me that he had had no luck trying to find somebody to fix it in Alaska. Well, it didn't take me too long once I got it back to Texas to realize that the reason why he couldn't find anybody to fix it is because the part that was broken on this rifle is one that is very difficult to obtain, or at least it was at the time. Now, Winchester Model 70s of this vintage with an exposed magazine on the bottom had a character flaw. I'll show you right now. And so you can see what's actually going on, because I know the camera doesn't show it real well. I'll try to superimpose a close-up of what we have here. The one-piece magazine baseplate trigger guard assembly on this rifle is made out of some kind of aluminum, Chinesium pot metal, and they're prone to breaking right here in front of the trigger guard, which is exactly what happened with this rifle. And at the time, about 11.5 years ago, I could not find a replacement piece for this rifle. Midwest Gun Works has been the place to go for parts for your Winchester Model 70. But for a long time, when I'd look up this part for a short-action rifle, it was out of stock. Until recently, that is, when I went on their website and I saw that they have not only... And I stopped the video right there where I was going to the website because I had described the options for that trigger guard as being either an OEM-style aluminum one or a stainless steel one that cost more. I was wrong about that. When I went back on the website, the difference between the two was one of them was made for a rifle with stainless steel furniture, but it was still an aluminum part. It had a couple of replacement parts attached to it that were new, so I could see the justification for the price. I'd just hate for one of you to buy that thinking you were getting a more durable part than what you were actually getting. So that's why I did that little redo on that portion of the video. Since I redid the video, I'll also point out that I am excited to see that Ruger has released the Marlin 1895 stainless big loop rifle. They say they're going to be hitting some distributors here pretty soon. Their website says something to the effect of call your dealer and see if you can get one. That seems to be at this point in the game the only way to get one right now. I would imagine by summer they should be readily available. I really hope to get one. Okay, so scrubbing forward, for those of you that watched the original video or that little clip that I just put in there, you'll notice there was a piece of red tape here on the end of the barrel. Well, I've cut that red tape. I'll put a close-up here for you to see what it is. It's a little... I'm not sure what you would call this. I think it's a cocking piece. It goes on the firing pin, but regardless, it's broken on this particular one. So I'm going to have to order a new firing pin for this rifle, and I also need to order the little C-clip spring retainer for the firing pin. So that's 2 more parts that I've got to order from Midwest Gun Works in order to get this thing pieced back together. I hope to do that in the very near future. On that note, an update. Check it out, folks. So I ordered this the other day. got it very quickly. Very quickly. Haven't even opened it yet. You get to see the unboxing there. All right, looks like a piece of cellophane paper. What do we have here, folks? All right. Yes, sir. Check that out. Right there. We got our new trigger guard assembly for this rifle. Tip it up here so we can compare it with the one that is there. Yep, it looks like the right thing. So I will get that put together and on display for the next portion of this video. So that's what I had for an update on our project rifle here. We've got the trigger guard ordered. There's still a couple of parts to order. I've got to get the firing pin replaced. I've got to see exactly what it is I need to order for the firing pin and also the little retaining clip. I cannot say enough good things about Midwest Gunworks. I have ordered from them in the past and they are always really good and you get super fast shipping. Also, if you are military or a first responder of some kind, you can qualify through them for a 5% discount, which just about covers the tax. So, they don't have to do that. They do that because they want to, and I appreciate them for it. And for those of you that are still here watching, I've got one more thing that I wanted to go over with you. This is kind of a tech tip thing. And it's not a tech tip for you, it's a tech tip for me. While I realize I'm probably not the easiest thing to look at, I wanted to make looking at me as easy as possible for the viewer. So I purchased a light to kind of help with the shadowing that I have going on out here in the shop. And I'm going to do a couple of adjustments on the light, and I want you to tell me what you think works best. Now, the setting I have it on right now seemed to me to be the best, but I want you to tell me. So tell me what you think there between the warmer or the cooler tones on this light. I think for my personal preference, I kind of like the warmer tone, but I know that I'm a little different than some folks, and y'all are the ones that are actually watching it. So just let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to set it where the majority of the folks think it looks the best. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Take care. All right, so while I was editing this video and putting it together, I went online and tried to order the parts that I needed to complete the rifle. Neither Midwest Gunworks or Numrich carry short-action firing pins for the Model 70 anymore. So that left me looking in places like eBay. Well, I found one. In fact, I found two. The guy's got a couple of them, but there seems to be a slight variance in them. The location where the spring retainer clip locks onto the firing pin body appears to be in a different location. But I almost think I could make that work. I might have to modify it and cut a new groove, but I think it might work. It's about $100, so I don't want to just jump in and buy something that I think I'm going to have to modify without doing a little bit more research to see if I can actually find one that will work. But who's to say? I mean, we're a little early in the game right now. I'm not sure how it's all going to go, but I will keep you posted. Until next time, take care. God bless.